Morning, Skis.
Morning.
A little chilly today.
Yeah.
Breezy.
Cold breeze.
Got a nice sun today.
Great.
I know there is a chance of rain later today.
Yeah.
Kind of debating, should I call in Ivan and Rich maybe? And you, me, and them go, or what? Well, I'll probably call Al. See what he thinks, what he's got today, and
Yeah, make sure we can get it off.
he was
Maybe.
up late last night.
Yeah.
I'd imagine I left there at 1, and he keeps the door open and don't have the heat on in the bunker. I was freezing. I was like,
He is a hot blood son of a gun.
well, we got Rich and Ivan are coming in, and me and Skis. Gonna go run some corn. I'm sure everybody else will join in eventually. Guys that were out late last night. So yeah, we'll at least get the party started and get some corn going into the elevator. He said he's only gotten like 1 load, maybe 2, and it was like 28%. So he'll probably enjoy our drier corn coming in. Well, we've been going for a few hours now. It's going pretty well. Machine's a lot smoother, quieter, so that's good. Still struggling a little bit just with my speed, not able to run real fast for whatever reason. Whether it's trash intake, something else, I don't know. But we just went through a nice little rain shower. Didn't rain too hard, so we're gonna continue on. Just getting the second field opened up over here. And yeah, it's going pretty well overall, I'd say. It's a little tacky out here, but not horrible. Ran in a lot worse. As we talked a lot about during soybean harvest, we were awfully dry, so came into corn harvest real dry as far as soil conditions, and so even though we just had nearly 2 inches of rain the other day and just had another shower, there's more on the way, I believe. I think the ground's gonna, soak it up pretty nice. You can see the trash intake. Not happy with it, but I've had this head for a while now, so it's not really any worse than it ever has been, I would say. It might be slightly worse right now just because the leaves are wet. It literally rained, I don't know, probably stopped like 10 minutes ago, so everything's kind of damp and wet out here. But yeah, it feels good to be sitting in the combine instead of working on it for a change. It's been a little bit for me, so I'm sure Skis feels exactly the same way about being in the grain cart.
Have to finish up out here in the rain. You guys tell the truck's getting full or not? I barely can.
Well, that's what the current radar looks like. I'm at that blue dot. As you can see, there's a lot of different rain bands. And again later on, that's at like 8:30, somewhere in there. So, I mean, just depending on how that really develops in this particular spot, we may not get a whole lot done. Skis says the wind is blowing the corn as he dumps it.
I was wondering, and about blew this truck right over.
Well, he also said he's seen a snake run across the road earlier, so I don't know about Mert. Plugged up a row over here. I'm gonna have to reverse that out. At first I thought, well, maybe I need to close my stripper plates down, but they're basically all the way closed because I was just doing a lot of edge work. So maybe I had them too far closed, obviously. I think I got them where I want them now. Store me over there. Nice over there. So we've run in the rain a little bit today. It's not something I love to do, but we're doing it. You always know when it's about ready to rain again. It gets windier than heck. We're gonna get this field done. It's looking like now, and that'll be enough for rain running today. But it could be worse. It's not like we're tracking the field up or making ruts or anything. Done that plenty over the years, which is like the worst thing you can really do. But it does happen. Fortunately, it's been a few years since we've done that. Some dry falls lately. We had a string of wet ones, about 3 or 4 in a row. That got old real quick. We were about ready to put tracks on everything. Then you run into 3 or 4 years of dry falls. You're thinking, what do you need tracks for? Today we were in the field on the south side of the road from where I was last night. This was planted 12 days later, basically. And I don't know if my moisture sensor is just not accurate today or what, but we're at 22 corn across the road, and so far the reports from the elevator are 25 over here. Oh, not really surprised about it, but nice. Monitor's saying it's a little drier than that is all. As far as the yield goes, and the difference from maybe the planting dates and just planting the north side leading up to that cold weather and rain, I'm definitely seeing a higher top end here. And I don't know if that's associated with slightly better stand or just better vigor overall in the plant health. Getting that little bit better start to its life, really. But yeah, definitely seeing the higher top end. I would say typically
I can barely keep up with it.
Typically both fields will yield relatively about the same. I've seen the north side beat the south side, and vice versa.
It's gonna have to be like 3 mile an hour probably.
Kyle's just battling these corn stalks with his corn head. I've been there. I used to have a Gleaner head. I've got this wonderful gearing Hoff that I'm loving so far. Just a night and day difference on the way. On the way you intake trash, I'm virtually taking none. I guess we're gonna have to get him one of these, or he can pick out something. Drago, Capello, whatever he wants, I guess. But I mean, we've known for a long time the Gleaner corn heads are junk, and I think this is just more proof that's the case.
I'm running 4.5 mile an hour. I could go faster, but I'm easily doing 4.5. He's battling 3 mile an hour. But I've been there, so I know. Sometimes you don't realize until you get something different and then just see the differences. Got a nice load on the cart today.
If you're not a farmer and you've never experienced the wind really whipping the corn around, it can be a little challenging, makes you a little dizzy, and can be kind of mess you up when you're trying to come into your rows at the end sometimes, if it's gusting just right. Looks like I'm gonna have to get the windshield wiper going here.
You're all set, Rich. Okay.
See if it's blowing hard when I try to get in my rows here. Looks like it's not at the moment. When I turned around to come back this way, it was like kind of ran over just a little bit of corn because it goofed me up. But yeah, windy days when you're running corn, I don't love. I love the wind when we're running beans because it keeps the dust out of your way for the most part, unless it's coming right up from behind you. But in corn, it just kind of makes you dizzy. So I'm actually going kind of a normal speed now, around 4 mile an hour. Could go a little faster, but since it's wet, you don't want to, you know, shell a bunch at the head. So it's trying to do a nice job. But I am actually going faster now than I was, so it's just kind of interesting tidbit. And I know we're doing a good job. I run my sensitivity for the processing center, they call it, on a Gleaner anyways, or performance monitoring, excuse me. I run that sensitivity at 100%. As you can see, like you pick up, they kind of start going a little crazy, but if I can keep it in the green for the most part at 100% sensitivity, you know you're doing pretty good. It's kind of how I look at it. So I think we're just kind of like in between those rain bands right now. See, it's kind of lightened up slightly there, but it's dark again behind it. When I showed the radar earlier, you can see it's pretty, you know, there's a lot of rain out there, but it's like in different bands, a little scattered kind of. So hey, we may finish this field off. I kind of think we will. It would have to start really downpouring, I think, for us to pull out of here. This is the last bit of corn we have in our northern area of operations, so yeah, I don't think it'd make a ton of sense for us to pull out of here at this point, unless it just really cut loose on us. So kind of the battle we're facing in this field is, this is the field Corey ran last night down here. So anyways, this field kind of, you got to enter it where we cut out some woods to get from field to field. So every time the grain cart gets loaded, he has to drive from our field through that opening out here, down this fence row to the road to where the trees quit. So that's, he's got a long travel. It's not a very big field, and honestly it's not yielding very good either. It's not one of our better fields as far as yields go, and we're still having to wait nearly every bin load, so that just kind of goes to show, you know, these travel times for the grain cart can kind of put a damper on things for sure.
Ain't no tracks around here. Well, since the grain cart's already out, buddy, I'm gonna just clean my tires off on the road.
Oh my gosh, this is bad. Muscle up here, Skeezy. I'm getting a little cab corn. Kind of a funny story about Skis is obviously that's not his real name.
Just putting it out now, no right now.
But a couple years ago, we had one of our truck drivers had just started with us, and you know, he heard us calling him Skis on the radio, but apparently he thought we were saying Steve. He's a little hard of hearing, I think. So that fall we were calling him Steve. And then we kind of mixed it, started calling him Skeeve. Skeevin. I don't know, we were having a good time with it. My grandpa actually called him Skeezix. So no one knows what that means or where he got it from. So if anyone's ever heard of that, let me know. I've never heard of Skeezix, so we don't have any idea what that means. But yeah, that's 2 bin loads in a row. I spilled just a little bit onto my cab. Need to be a little quicker, Skeevin. I don't know, the yield's climbing a little bit. It's at 186 average. I mean, the headlands and the edges in this field, they're just killer. I highly doubt it'll get to 200 before we're done. So if that's the case, as far as I know, of course I don't think I've ran every field because I was broken down twice, but as far as I know, this would be our first non-200 bushel field of the year, if it doesn't quite get there. So that'll be something to keep an eye on here. When you run in wetter conditions, these fill up with all the leaves, and then for whatever reason these guides bend and get up in your sprockets, and so now I got a mess. All these leaves collect in here, and then I don't know how, but eventually once you get enough in there, it gets a hold of these guides or whatever the hell they're called, and it bends them. So Skeeve's over here doing surgery on one. See how bent that is, and it throws your gathering chain off. And I don't know if it's up in the sprocket or not, but yeah, that's Corey's head. He was always having that problem, and I didn't really too bad. I mean, I'd fill up with trash, but I wasn't bending those. Now it looks like I'm gonna start having that problem. So that's why we do not recommend anyone buy the Command series heads from Gleaner. They're trash, horrible. They should be pulled off the market. I don't know if it's that bad, but they're bad. Don't buy one. Well, the fact that I'm on the road probably tells you I'm broke down. That gathering chain is too stretched. Won't tighten up, so heading back to the shop for a new gathering chain. I'm not real sure if we'll go to another field tonight. That field was basically done, which is why I'm just decided, hey, might as well just go back. Plus we don't have like a parts runner person. We don't really have any extra people around, so unfortunately. So when something happens, if
if we don't happen to have the part with us, generally we're going back. So unless it's something simple that we could instruct our truck drivers on, that's just the way we're set up. So yeah, it's almost dinner time, and I don't know, maybe that'll be it for the night. I guess I'll keep you posted later.
Yeah, this thing's been yelling at me all day to do a stationary regen or park regen. So I'm gonna finally allow it. Guess after a while she'll get a roaring. Like 2 years ago, this thing did it during corn harvest, and they did it out in the field. It said not to. It says not to do it by anything flammable. Well, a dry cornfield is kind of flammable.